For this pizza sauce, it's going to be really fresh. If you want to roast this up a bit and get a good char, you could toss this all in a pan with a bit of olive oil and just roast it up a bit. But this is just how I'm doing it right now, because either way it's going to be good. It's just your preference, and you know, just adjust things to your liking, and that's the good thing about cooking. Both ways are good. I've done it both ways. I have some cocktail vine ripened tomatoes, which I feel are very sweet, and it brings out the sweetness, and I think in a pizza sauce that's a good thing. And I have 2 cloves of garlic because I love me some garlic, and it's going to bring out a lot of flavor. And just keep in mind, this is just going to be a bit of sauce on the bottom of the pizza. I have some Italian seasoning, which works really, really good. You could use dry basil alone and you're good to go. But this is what they had at the store. They didn't have no dry basil. But either way, it's really good because I've tried it both ways. I'm going to eyeball it. You can measure things if you like. But I say add in about a tablespoon. Adding some sea salt. And it's simple as that. Everything is nice and blended. I'm going to set this aside in a container in the refrigerator, and let's get to making this pizza. I chopped up 2 chicken breasts, and we're going to toss this together. This is the way I did it, and it came out really delicious. I have tried store-bought rotisserie chickens and just, you know, already cooked chicken. And yeah, that's good, but for me, this just takes it to another level. So let's season this and get it cooking. Adding some olive oil to the pan, garlic powder, onion powder, powdered Knorr's chicken bouillon, red pepper flakes. The chicken bouillon is going to be high in sodium, and yes, it has a lot of flavor, so I'm just adding just a pinch or maybe 2 of some sea salt. Now that my chicken has been cooking for a few minutes, I'm going to toss it around. It's almost fully cooked, so I'm going to turn it down to a medium heat, and I'm going to cover it and just let it continue to cook until it's fully done. I've used this Great Value thin and crispy pizza crust in other videos. I'm going to follow the directions on the package, but I'm just not going to cook it in the oven. So I'm going to toss this in here, and the package calls for 1/2 cup of hot water and 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to eyeball it. You can measure it if you like. I'm just using a fork to mix this until I'm ready to mix it with my hands. I'm done kneading my dough, and for the package it says to let it stand for 5 minutes, so I'm going to do that, and we're good to go. I like to just spray my griddle with a bit of pan spray just to make sure nothing sticks. Tossing my dough on. I did knead it a bit and try to get it, you know, in the right shape for a pizza the best that I can, but keep in mind, you don't have to be perfect. I'm not cooking this in my oven, and I've cooked it on the griddle before, and I've made a change in how I do this. I normally just let it cook up a bit and then toss my sauce on and my toppings and cover it. But this time I'm going to let my dough cook a bit and just make sure it starts cooking and it's kind of firm, and I'm going to flip it. Now that I have my pizza dough flipped over and the other side is crispy up and it's cooking, I'm going to add my sauce. This is a mixture of mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, and some Asiago. You could leave the Asiago if you don't like it because it is a very strong, I guess, nutty taste, I guess you could say. So if you want, you could just do the mozzarella. It's all up to you when it comes to the cheese. Chopped baby spinach. Adding some of the chicken. Now that I have that done, I'm going to add the rest of my chopped spinach. A bit more of my cheese mixture, which was mozzarella, Parmigiano Reggiano, and some Asiago. This, I feel, adds a lot of texture and flavor. So I have some fresh diced, and these are diced really small, purple onion. And I'm just going to add that to the top. You could do as little or as much as you like. Keep in mind, while I was adding all my toppings in my sauce, I did turn the heat down a bit, and now I'm going to turn it up and cover my pizza. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook until all my cheese is melted. This pizza is so delicious. Try it out and make it for yourself. You're gonna love it. And I'll see you in my next upload. Adding some of the chicken. And if you want a full recipe or how I toss this together, it's very simple. Let me know, because I did crisp it up a bit. And the way I cook it in a certain type of pot, and it actually crisps up while it steams. And if you want me to share that, let me know.